What's up? All my truckers out there, I need you. What's up? All my truckers out there, I need you. What's up? All my truckers out there, I need y'all to be tuned in to All Hustle, No Fear each and every morning. We will be in your ear, keeping you awake, making All Hustle No Fear is booking new interviews for 2022. If you're ready to come on All Hustle No Fear and to promote your business, your music, or your political campaign, all you have to do is visit hoodunicorn.com/be our guest. Come into the studio, give us a call, or book a virtual interview today. That's right. We have so many ways that we can see you and network with you.
I learned my lesson.
Easy for you.
I
Come
used to
on
be
in,
so
wake up early, and let's wake up the rest of the hood on All Hustle No Fear. Right here on Hit 92.3, the real definition.
If I went out just for the time back, I underestimated, I regret that. We should pick it up where we left off at. Oh, let's take this moment in time right now. This last call is getting another. Plenty of drinks and a good time. I'm gonna treat it now like it's the last time. I feel like I knew you in my past. I can't let another moment slip by. Oh, you should take it home, take it home, take it home. No need waiting for the last call. And now you know, so break me out. No need waiting for the last call. Last call. If I'm still what you want, I'm yours right now. I know you know I'm still what you want. Seems I say I'll be all you ever dreamed. We don't need another dream. Just take me home, 'cause we both grown, babe. Let's take this moment in time right now. This last call, let's get another round. Plenty of drinks and a good time. I'm gonna treat it now like it's the last time. You feel like I knew you in my past life. I can't let another moment slip by. Oh, so take it, take it. No need waiting for the last. And now you know. So take it. No need waiting for the last call, last call. Last call, babe. No need, no need, no need. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yo, I'm gonna swear, but I spit in the proof. All of it's true. It goes something like this. Heart racing, mind pacing, butterflies in my stomach when I'm waiting, chest aching, sweat breaking. I'm trying to keep from overthinking. I finally got a chance with the apple of my eye. If I'm gonna shoot my shot, then I have to let it fly. And if I get denied, I'll take it like a G. 'Cause shorty ain't the only fish swimming in the sea. As pretty as can be. You can see what I like. Head to her waist, chocolate skin, like a dive. Always with admire, pressure from afar. The last time we spoke was home, coming in the yard. My phone vibrated, it's when I saw her name. Like she's very changed, call overcame. We said goodnight when the clock struck 3, and I fell asleep dreaming.
Can you imagine just me and you? Champagne glasses, table for two. Sun is shining bright, got a dark cloud in the sky. We can laugh or we can cry while we sip on Dublin
The phase always full of slow right. Good morning, text. FaceTime at night. It's been a minute since I brushed like this. But I ain't trying to put my feelings and my trust at risk. So I got my guard up, but I feel something strong. She got me up all night singing these love songs. But I realize I gotta take it slow so we can build a friendship and give it time to grow. We was the perfect at fire and air sign. So much in common. We share the same mind. She knows she bad. She recognize her worth. She won't settle for less. So I gotta put in work. I learned my lesson from the past when they got away. You want that girl, then don't hesitate another day. And I'll be damned if I ever put a chance. So I made it late until it gets off.
Can you imagine just me and you? Champagne glasses, table for two. I've been waiting all this time to tell you what's on my mind. We can make a love divine that is sweet as Dublin wine.
Heart racing, mind pacing, butterflies in my stomach going away, chest aching, sweat breaking. Now I'm suddenly overthinking. Today I made some plans with the apple of my eye. A picnic in the park, sunflowers and some wine. But much to my surprise, a message on my phone. She said she couldn't take it. My face went to stone. I knew something was wrong. Thoughts started running through my head. Was it something I did? Or was it something I said? Our phone dead. Text not going through. She played in the nose green. Dropped my number out the blue. I said they're heartbroken and worst kind of pain. But it is what it is. Got charges to the game. But it's her loss. I less than the game. Now I know my worth and I never
I want some action, just me and you. Champagne glasses, table for two. Thought you were another kind. How could I not see the signs? Gotta leave it all behind and pour out this Dublin
Watch out,
wine.
go out the step of the line. Carolina red with sweet muscadine. I think about the moments that we could have made in time. Sipping on the glass when we laugh and we dine. I could have been hers, she could have been mine. Now she's just a memory I want to leave behind. Damn, I hate to waste this Dublin wine.
I just want to run my business and do relationship with my friends, and that's it. That's it. That's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the ropes. Middle finger stretched, if you thinking it's a joke, tell my friend I'm about to blow, 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 about to blow.
Yes. Good morning. Wake your ass up, get up, put it in your butt. Wait, no, don't do that. Wait, good morning. How y'all doing out there? I'm your girl, Sunshine Reigns, aka Griselda Blanca, aka Uni the Motivator, aka the fucking party starter. But you tune in each and every morning because I'm here to educate you, motivate you. I'm here to elevate you. I am Frizzle Stern. I am the Hood Unicorn. And I am your favorite person to roll over and look at in the morning. Good morning to all my friends. Let us get this thing-a-langin' today, okay? So, first things first is I want to get today started off with a little bit of motivation because, of course, that's what I do, right? I help to motivate you to walk in your greatness and to be the person that you are. And I've had some really great conversations over the last couple of days about different topics. Now, I know. Y'all are going to be like, Sunshine, I know you're going to talk about Kanye. And I was going to talk about Kanye, but I'm not. Not in the sense of what Kanye is doing, because I get it. Look, let me say this. For everybody who saw my post, because that's what I'm going to talk about. For everybody who saw my post and you only responded to the post as far as Kanye was concerned, you missed you missed the real subject line. Like y'all missed the dissertation. You know what I'm saying? You saw the intro, but you didn't read the meat and the potatoes of it all. So I want to go back to that part of the conversation. But I get it. I've had people jump in my DM and it be like, listen, Kanye is doing something way beyond a lot of people's scope. It's not that he attacked the king or that he talked crazy to the king. Is that he's talking like this so he can be able to get out of his contracts and so he can be able to own his rights to his stuff and everything. I get it. I got y'all. I understand. I see it. He's a I've told y'all this from the jump. He's a super villain. He doing some super villain shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that part of it. I don't have a part of that problem with that. But what my conversation was going to was to you regular people, not to you people who own 90% of your shit, not to you people who are already billionaires, not to you people who can step out on your own and do your own thing without any consequences or repercussions. Not that he's not having any, but he is. But you know, I get it. Kanye can bounce back from this. So what? So he's not a billionaire anymore. He's still a multi-millionaire with enough money to be able to come back from whatever failure that he's having right now, right? That's not what I'm talking about, okay? What I said, and these are my exact words so that you guys can understand. I said, okay, this is the post. Adidas, and this post was made by somebody else on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and I just reposted it. His name was Rashad James, and he said, Adidas is making the announcement that they're cutting ties with Ye, like they're not losing $246 million as a result. Okay, I get that. They're losing as well. But in some situations, you're not losing, you are gaining peace, right? So what I said was, I don't agree with his thought process. You got to think like a boss. Sometimes it's not, some things are not worth the problems that they come with. Letting a headache go for your peace is worth it. Y'all got to read the 48 Laws of Power, and it explains this transgression perfectly. Y'all issue is you think money is everything. He tried them folks by saying that they couldn't drop him. Now, what I meant in that statement was sometimes that people will say things to other people that are in power as if they don't have repercussions. Now, I get it. Yee's whole issue was that he was trying to get dropped. I get it. So maybe using him might not have been the best course of action, because y'all can't get beyond the fact that it's Yee, right? And not just listen to what I'm saying and not who I'm saying it about. Okay, so I go on to say, when you are not in control, you must respect the king. You can't go to the owner or the king making demands, giving ultimatum, and talking like you're not replaceable. Okay, I watched the same thing happen twice in real life. Talking reckless will mess up your money and your network. Watch what you say, who you say it to, and how you say it if you are not the person in charge. Basically, what I'm saying to that is there are situations that I have watched people get into, and they felt like, bitch, I say whatever I want to say, and what you gonna do? And what you didn't realize is that what you gonna do is let you walk on and go. Baby, I don't need you. I don't have to have you around. And if I did, then we would have to have different conversations. This is a prime example of that. Whether Ye wanted to be let go of or not is on his end. But when you bait somebody and tell them, I dare you, I wish you would, you won't, you can't, that person has a decision to make. And if that person is more in control of the situation than you are, you got to be careful what you say. I've had somebody look me dead in my face and say something to me that they felt was going to be okay. And I had to make a decision to say, okay, well, I'm not going to work with you. Because if you got this kind of issue with me, not only have you transgressed by thinking it was okay to say it to me, but now everything else prior to that, I'm looking at, I'm thinking about, and I'm analyzing. If you felt like this right now, how long have you felt like this? And what does this mean for me, for my business, for my brand, if I allow you to stay on? Not everybody is understanding of that. And you think that you can just do or say or behave any old kind of way. People are literally losing their jobs because of things that they're doing and saying at work, and they're recording it and they're posting it, and then they're thinking that their job is the ones that are wrong, because it's like, I have freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Yeah, you can, but you got to ask yourself, is what you're saying necessary? And when you say it, is it going to be something that could possibly put you in a position that you did not anticipate or you did not want to be in? Did you not anticipate them with a counter move? Did you not anticipate them canceling or denying your ultimatum? And in that defying moment, deciding that you were dispensable. So go back, reread, look at that, and then come back and make comments on that post and tell me how y'all think about that. Because it's not about Kanye per se. It's about the status of a person's mind in moving in certain positions. Yes, your opinion is valid to you, but how you say it, how you convey it, what you do, what you say matters. How you say it, who you say it to matters. What you did prior to and post your statement matters. All of those things matter. All of those things matter. And some of us move in those spaces a lot better than others do. And some of us, we get into that space and we have a moment of ego. And you don't realize that your ego will get you shut down. It's just truthful. It's just truthful. So that was one thing. Another thing that I felt like we needed to have a conversation about, or I just wanted to, bring to the forefront, was that, and I talk about these kind of things over and over and over again, because I never know who's listening and who might need it today that didn't get it yesterday. But within our failures, we have to find a way to give ourselves some grace. And what I mean by that is, notice your flaws, your shortcomings. Notice those places where you might just not be the best. That uncomfortable place that I tell you have to live in. There is a special part of you that needs to give yourself grace in those moments, and talk to yourself nice in those moments, and allow yourself to live in those moments and be okay with it. I'll give you a prime example using myself. I've had to learn to give myself grace in the fact that I'm not going to get every single thing done on my list. That doesn't stop me from writing my list every day. That doesn't stop me from trying to accomplish my list. But what it does stop me from doing is causing myself extra anxiety because I wasn't able to accomplish every single thing that my brain said I needed done. See, this thing don't never turn off. I've tried with cannabis. I've tried with meditation. I've tried with whatever else. But for some reason, it don't cut off for me. So if it doesn't cut off, that means there's always going to be something else that I could be doing. And it took a very long time for me to realize that I just don't have to try to do all of them, especially considering that I'm still building my team. Now, if I had a team or a bigger team, because I do have a team, but if I had a bigger team, then there would be more things that I could send to someone else, or I could delegate and be like, okay, this needs to be accomplished. This needs to be accomplished. And of course, with more hands and more heads and more eyes, we can get way more done and accomplished, right? But considering there's a limitation to my team and there are other responsibilities and other things that are important to me that I need to get done throughout the day, I had to find some kind of way to find my own grace to say, okay, I didn't get to send that email out today. It's okay. If you are being hard on yourself, if you're not allowing yourself those moments of grace, if you're not allowing yourself a place of forgiveness, you are going to constantly be in a state of flux. You're going to constantly be in a state of anxiety. And I don't want that for you. Because of that, a completely different conversation, but they all go together, right? Because of that, you can't allow yourself the ability to appreciate where you are, what you have accomplished, and what you have done, which is just important as trying to reach the goal and get to the finish line. You have to find a way that the things that you've accomplished, the things that you've done, you can sit and appreciate them and say to yourself, I'm happy with what I've done. Look at what I've done. Let me embrace this. Let me love this. Let me appreciate this. If you can't, then as things start to go awry again, you never really gave yourself a breather moment. You never gave yourself a chance to relax. You never gave yourself that moment of, and because of that, you can't see the forest for the trees. You can't see the positive things that you have done and that you have accomplished. And I don't want that for you. See, if we're always chasing, we can never be chased. If we're always chasing, we can never relax. Even a cheetah, look, I love Animal Planet because I learned so much about people through animals. You can correlate a lot. But a cheetah is the fastest land animal on this earth. Quick, 0 to 60. Usain Bolt, right? But that burst of energy for the cheetah only lasts for a certain amount of time, because afterwards the body of the cheetah will start to overheat. The brain will start to overheat. The cheetah cannot keep that pace up for a long time. It has to either accomplish its goal or it has to rest, recuperate, and then start again. I really feel like that's a really good synonym for being an entrepreneur. You can go as hard as you want for as long as you can. But if you don't accomplish that goal, or if you don't get what you need to get done while you going hard, baby, that rest period, you going to have to do it or else you will die. You have to learn to rest. You have to learn with being okay that you did not catch the antelope this time. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to eat. You just ain't going to eat right now. But in some situations, eating right now might not be the best thing for you. It might not be ready. It might not be tenderized enough. It might not have marinated the way you need it tomorrow night. So what I'm saying to you is allow yourself the grace to be okay with the fact that you didn't catch that cheetah. Just don't give up on eating. There's nothing wrong with being hungry, but don't let your hunger be so strong that you don't realize that going after what you need is killing you. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm saying if I'm talking out my neck and y'all not catching it, then say something. Call me 404-254-4347. I'd love to hear what you got to say. But if you understanding where I'm coming from and this analogy is making sense to you, if this metaphor is reaching you, then, drop some hearts, some stars, clovers, ice cream. I don't know. Send a cash app, whatever it is. Eric Reynolds says, stay in motion. Motion is fine, but rest is necessary. See, if you always in motion, when do you get a chance to think? Plan. You can't plan in motion. You are reacting while in motion, right? But if you really want to sit down and come up with a master plan, you have to take yourself out of the situation. You got to sit there and you've got to analyze all of the pieces on the board. So I've done both, or I've done one and I'm working on the other. When I first started doing this show, every single day was about what I did not get accomplished and what I wanted to get done. Every oh God, if I could explain to y'all the feeling of overwhelming. I always felt overwhelmed. I always felt like it wasn't something that I didn't do. I didn't do right. I didn't finish. I should have done just a little bit more. And because of that, I always was in a flux of anxiety, of dropping the ball. Now I get done what I can get done in the amount of time that I can get done. And if it doesn't get done, that's fine. It will. It will. And it'll happen when it happens. See, we're out here and we want stuff to happen now. So we think if we do everything faster, then we'll get it done now, or it'll happen for us now. But I said this before, some things haven't even been birthed that you need. Some things aren't ready. Some things haven't been forged. And you think you need it now, but you can't get now without this piece of the puzzle. That piece isn't ready for you. So you have to be patient waiting on that piece. In the meantime, there are things that you are doing to get ready for that piece. Maybe your puzzle piece ain't carved out just right for this piece that you waiting on to come and present itself. So you need a little bit more filing. You need a little bit more smoothing. We want it in a microwave society, but nothing in this world is microwave. It all takes time. It's all a situation of it will happen when it's supposed to, as long as you continue to do the work going towards it. But you will not survive, you will not make it if you don't allow yourself the grace and if you don't allow yourself rest. And what I mean by grace is the grace to allow yourself to rest. Hustle all day is a great thing, but I'm gonna get my nap. And that's just where I am right now. That's what's on my mind. That's how I'm seeing things. So, hopefully that helps for you. Hopefully somebody heard that needed to hear it. It resonated in you. And if it didn't, that's fine too. Come back another day. I might have something for you then. This might not have been your message. Maybe your message is something else, but you just stay tuned and I'll talk to your heart. I swear to God I will, because that's the whole purpose, right? So let's go ahead and let y'all know about what we talking about today. So you can go ahead and tell y'all friends to tune in because we've got a great show for you today, okay? It is Currency Conversations today. So we're going to talk about one of the stories I have is back pay. New York is at the forefront of some things. They doing some things, and I promise you I be watching New York. I really do, because once it happens in New York, I be feeling like the other judges and the other people around the United States will be looking at it like, we next. So we're going to talk about what New York is doing for all of the people who lost their jobs because of not getting the COVID vaccination. We're also going to talk about the pink tax. I am very, very proud of CVS on this one. As men, and I know I got a lot of men that listen to the show, as men, y'all not going to understand this conversation, but being a woman does cost more. And it costs more for stupid reasons. It costs more. We could buy the same exact thing. True story. Big pens Bic makes pens as well. They made one pen and it was, whatever price, let's say $2.95. And then they made another pen and they called it For Her. They made the pen pink and they said that it was just a little bit sleeker in the way it fits in your hand or whatever. They charged a whole extra 85-95 for that pen. Same ink, same pen, but because it's For Her, a pink tax, it costs more. So we're going to talk about that later on in the day. We're going to talk about some celebrity business news. I got one called Happy Little Man. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Brittany Griner and her being a political prisoner. She's got some new information on her case over in Russia. And we're also going to talk about the fake Drake. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for those conversations because they will be good. We are also going to get in with my conversation as far as my Stir the Pot question. My Stir the Pot question today, and let me post it again so you guys can see this. My Stir the Pot question today is, are little black girls over-sexualized while little white girls are considered cute for the same images? And I have a couple of things for you to see, like, you have little white girls with cute color in their hair. She looks adorable with that color in her hair, right? But then when little black girls put color in their hair, it's grown, and or it's too much. You know what I'm saying? It's ghetto, On the same token, those pictures didn't pull up. I'll have to pull these pictures up. But on the same token, we have things like toddlers and tiaras, right? Where you have little white girls with makeup on and all kind of stuff, right? And they're dressing up and they putting on bathing suits and all kind of stuff. But then you also have it where there's little black girls and they moms is putting makeup on them and trying to make them look cute. And when it happens, we find it to be a little disturbing. I don't know about you, but I definitely have my opinions on it. So if you want to talk about this conversation, I definitely want you to weigh in on it. I think it's an amazing conversation to talk about. Are girls over-sexualized or more sexualized compared to other races doing the same exact things that we are doing? So I want to know. And please don't hit me with that, it's because they got a father in the house or they don't have a father in the house. I mean, you can, but I don't know if I'm necessarily going to take that example from you, because a lot of these moms is doing what they want, whether dads in the house are agreeing with it or not. So there it is. We're going to go ahead and go to our first break of the day. We play some music. When we get back, we've got currency conversations. Like I said, you can always join the conversation if you hear something. The phone number is 404-254-4347. I'm your girl Sunshine. This is All Hustle, No Fear. We're going to play some music and come right back. Here's Fuego Ellington with At the End of the Day.
Yeah, shining, we shining. I don't even need diamonds to know we blinded, we just shining. Got the sound so sonic, and I don't mean to be honest, but last I checked I'm rolling with the set to catch a jet until the next. That's big money, doing big things. Coast to coast, I'm in the Land Rover, that's a big range. All in all, my mama proud of me, she see the big change. From the rip, my nigga style with me, yeah, the whole gang. Yeah, you know the name, who you trying? Yeah, Fuego, lay low, stay high, stay woke. Out in LA, shooting lines, oh nigga, that's ballin'. Yeah, Low Valley, know the set, where I'm from, where I rep, what I do, where I'm at, baby, please don't ask me. Yeah, all these questions and shit, just hop that ass in the whip, stunting out to the strip. Out in BK, making major moves, looking up, word to Vic. You know the boy getting sick. tell me who coded. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. Yeah, I might lay with your bae. Yeah, I might lay with your boo. Baby, what you tryna do? Touchdown, just come through. Yeah, that bitch with the crew. Ayy, yeah, you know how we do. Yeah, out here making moves. Yeah, no time for the snooze. Big money. Yeah, big cars for that big ass. Bounce back when I whip that. Hella loose on the gym black. About to vacate, get my mind straight. Hella sharp when I get back. Couple shows, you can count that. Hella cake off the kickback. Yeah. Stay true from the rip, nigga. How to cleanse out the click, nigga. How to kill off the simp, niggas. How to let go, how to level up, double up to get rich, nigga. Thoughts cross past the rim, nigga. Head high, little brim, nigga. Yeah, I'm good all across the valley. Loon boy ask about me. Cushed up when they found me. Gang, 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 if you niggas trip, you can go and that's about me. Got the crew right behind me. How you niggas gon' stop? At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae.
And you drinking like we drinking, you gonna have to put that on your mouth. This your boy Kiss My Air. In St. Louis, we got this little saying, capping on your name, you heard me? No, shoot, you gotta put that on your mouth, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't chiefin' what we chiefin'. On my man, nah, y'all ain't drinking what we drinking. On my man, swear that you be riding like we ride. On my man, y'all ain't vibing like we vibing. On my man, nah, y'all don't live it like we live it. On my man, nah, y'all don't kick it like we kick it. On my man, y'all can't get it like we get it. On my man, y'all only can do it like we did it. On my man, look, where my name is Kiss My, then I'm out there get my cash. What you need, I got it from a bag. See, most don't like it, but I love it like cheesy. And this one that hard, but I make it look easy. Get your girl one dance, now she don't even wanna leave it. And she work like kills, I fuck your baby like Weezy. And I know that you true, I don't need you to believe me. You gon' make me use a real name on my next CD. Ever been that Nellyville, but we do got country grammar. Where these so plump, they look like humps on a camel. When I know it's up, I ain't got it on camera, but you gotta believe a nigga, cause I put that on my man. When y'all ain't chiefin' what we chiefin'. On my man, nah, y'all ain't drinking what we drinking. On my man, swear that you be riding like we ride. On my man, y'all ain't vibing like we vibing. On my man, nah, y'all don't live it like we live it. On my man, nah, y'all don't kick it like we kick it. On my man, y'all can't get it like we get it. On my man, y'all only can do it like we did it. On my man, now I'm living in the county, but was raised in the city where the dress code done changes. Prime seller too lady, and I thought I left the hood, and the hood came and found me. Brought that city mentality right up in the county. Got a cousin named Pusher that like diamonds on his neck, diamonds on his wrist, big diamond buckets. I got a cousin named Skits, he be hustling this up, so make the hardest. in the hood, seem like he got a glass jar. Homie named Woody that be putting in work. He be popping them pills and be popping that work. Got a cousin from BMF, only pull up in a Phantom or them Shaquille O'Neal deals. Big with no handles, and it's all about the green. We ain't tripping up bandanas. Where you think you're riding clean? Well, we already had them, and I know it's up. I ain't got it on camera, but you gotta believe a nigga, cause I put that on my man. Y'all ain't sheeping what we sheeping. On my man, nah, y'all ain't drinking what we drinking. On my man, swear that you be riding like we ride. On my man, y'all niggas ain't vibing like we vibing. On my man, nah, y'all don't live it like we live.
What's up, what's up? You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
Back from the depths, every composition kept me moving toward that next step. I found my way, and I'm feeling so great. Never mind them nightmares, mama, your little boy ain't scared no more. Got knowledge in my head, so I'm ready to soar. My heart light as a feather, so I know I can weather the storm. I'm well equipped, if they're good, they could escape the alarm. If I'm wrong, it depends on the make of your core. And if we on a different frequency, I'm leaving for sure. And if your course not driven, I'll rotate even more. God's creation, so how you put a cap on me? Yeah, I'm old enough to be your father, still I rap 18. I'm forever was correct, all along so it seems. What I seen on Martin Luther make it hard to dream. So part of my scream on the cross, when you look at the king, this player made the buzz the shot, but he lost his whole team. It's all love we grew. Now I flex, greasy color, leather cup in the coupe. You see the jewels, bro. Yeah, I ain't the same homie you do. No more block walking or mag toting. It's still close, but I'm somewhere under the sun soaking. I did it my way, I paved my path. Mom found my stash, flush it. I had to recop a half, then hit the 7. I'm off on a tangent. I miss you, Dad. I found my way. The Prime Minister back to finish my business up. My cook, click, sick to the death, no. My letter, the bones above, more sacred than the Rosetta Stone, my love. We rich yet not as precious as having your hug. I know you still hip, it's not like feeling your touch. Young ones, I walk through fire to hold you up. Walk in my footsteps, the path is easier. Don't let them trick you, you smarter, I know you are. Don't let them dim you, your light could shine so far. Star. I bleed this literature, gutter, illegit, pen, they call my signature, my confidence, that's the golf, y'all ball a miniature, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, that's how I pivot ya, Ali, Tyson, Obama, that's how I finish ya, Jesse, Jackie, and Felix, that's how I run it up, 21 salute to X and Machiavelli, you don't know the half of it, I found my way. The Prime Minister back to finish my business up. My cook, click, sick to the death, no.
And you wish I came back, and here I am. I'm back. It's your girl, Sunshine Reigns. That was Ears to the Street with Wish You Come Back. Before that, God dog it, I can't. We had Kiss My Ass with On My Mom and Them. And we also had, what else did I play? I played something else. I don't even know right now. Oh, Fuego Ellington at the end of the day. So if you have music and you want to submit your music, all you have to do is visit allhustlenofear.com. Submit your music, and of course we will play it right here on this show. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what we got to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is Happy Little Man. Oh no, wait. No. It's time for currency conversations first. That's celebrity. We're gonna talk about back pay. So 2 years ago, the world like literally lost its mind, right? And we saw how the government felt as though they could tell us what to do and use something as basic as our right to work as a way to force us into compliance. Now, some people had no choice. Some people had to do it because of the things that they were trying to do in their life. You know what I mean? We talked to Malcolm Jamal Warner a couple of days ago, and he was saying, yeah, he got vaccinated. He had to get vaccinated because he had to work. He's got a wife, he's got a kid, he's got a family. He needed to get vaccinated if he wanted to be able to continue to be on set. But his wife and his daughter are not vaccinated, and nor did he want them to have to be vaccinated. But he did what he had to do. There were a ton of people in that position, and New York, and a lot of people who did not take on that position got fired. So New York has said, you know what? We're going to go revisit that and we're going to fix this, right? So on Monday, a ruling from the New York Supreme Court will compel public employers in the New York City to both rehire anyone they let go because of the city's vaccine mandate and provide those terminated workers with back pay anytime they may have not been allowed to work as a result of the mandate. The ruling stems from a case brought forward by former Department of Sanitation employees who were fired for failing to comply with the mandate. The defendants included the city, its Department of Health Sanitation, Mayor Eric Adams, and New York City Health Commissioner David Chokshi. Among other issues, the plaintiffs argued that the city's vaccine mandate for public workers violated their rights under the state constitution. New York State Supreme Court Judge Ralph Porzio wrote in his ruling on the case that while the city's health commissioner has the authority to issue public health mandates, he cannot create a new condition of employment for city employees or terminate employees. At one point, the city required vaccine mandates for all employers, public or private. Then in March, Adams issued Executive Order 62, providing exceptions to the city's vaccine mandates for athletes, performing artists, and other celebrities. Ultimately, last month, Adams announced that the vaccine mandate for private employers would come to an end on November 1st. Nonetheless, Porzio declared that in his ruling that Adams' Executive Order 62 rendered the city's vaccine mandates arbitrary and capricious. As this court stated in its decision on the Revisici matter, this is not a commentary on the efficacy of vaccination, but about how we are treating our first responders, the ones who work day to day through the height of the pandemic. The vaccination mandate for city employees was not just about safety and public health, it was about compliance. If it was about safety and public health, unvaccinated workers would have been placed on leave the moment the order was issued. If it was about safety and public health, no one would be exempt. It is time for the city of New York to do what is right and what is just. So, my question is, how y'all feel about this? Would you go back to your job? Do you feel as though these people should get their jobs back? And what happens to all of the people that they have hired in lieu of losing their people, right? So, I mean, what if your position was filled? And you do want your good ass job back? What happens to the person in that position? Like, how does this work out? But I think this is vindication for all of those people who were called I don't want to use the word crazy, but delusional or whatever, to believe that I don't have to get this shot and you can't make me. There were a lot of people, myself included. I was very happy that I did not have a job where I was compelled or forced to get the shot. But there were a lot of people who were like, I'm not getting that shot. You're not making me get that shot. There's no way in hell I should have to get that shot to go to work. Me going to work has nothing to do with my health care. And I absolutely agree with it. I absolutely agree. And it needs to be the same thing for the schools. All of the kids that got kicked out of school or wasn't allowed to come to school, they should be reimbursed for their lodging, their room and board. They should be reimbursed for not being able to come on campus or go to class. They should be reimbursed. Period, point blank. Because everyone didn't have to get vaccinated. And now the CDC is just like, oh, it's over. So then why couldn't we all just wait this out? What was it that we had to get this vaccination? And I'm just waiting to see who turned into a zombie and who don't. Real talk. I'm just waiting to see who turned into a zombie and who don't turn into a zombie. Because it's coming. Something's going to happen. We're going to get there. There has to be some sort, not that there has to be, but I just really feel as though there's going to be some sort of black backlash from forcing people to take these shots. And I don't necessarily mean a backlash like this, but I mean a backlash as far as health-wise is concerned. So I'm curious to see. Ears to the street, how you feel about it? Eric, you still on there? How you feel about it? If you were the type of person to get the shot, did you get the shot? And if that becomes a question, if you got the shot against your will, you were forced into getting the shot, and now they're saying that everybody who got the shot gets back pay and they get their job back, and you protested, like you have a documentation showing that you protested or that you did not want to get the shot, should you be compensated in some sort of way because your job forced you to do something? It's like when you work in jobs and you find out that they had asbestos or melanoma, and then you can go back and sue. I wonder if you're going to start seeing that on TV. Were you forced to get the COVID shot? The morning time make me yawn so much. What y'all think about that? I'm curious. Let me know. All right, so we're gonna go on. CVS is dropping the pink tax, and what you need to know. If you don't know what the pink tax is where we have to pay money, extra money, or certain things that are just women. And when I say women, I don't mean transgendered. I mean anyone who has to purchase these items for use for their life. It's so difficult to talk these days. You just don't know what you can and can't say, but you know what I'm talking about. All right. CVS is reducing the price of in-store brand period products and will pay the sales tax in 13 out of 50 of the states, according to a statement from our company. Healthcare providers and advocates welcome the move as a step towards period justice. People who menstruate have been grappling with rising costs, and people who were challenged financially to afford them because of income loss during the pandemic. For them, CVS announcement feels like a rare act of relief. It seems impossible to watch the news these days without hearing about inflation, shortage-induced inflation. But last week, people who menstruate got a rare piece of good news. CVS announced that it would lower the prices on CVS Health and Live Better tampons, menstrual pads, liners, and cups on the October 13th. CVS is now paying the sales tax on these products in 12 states, including Arkansas, Georgia, Hawaii, Louisiana, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Wisconsin, and West Virginia. CVS cannot assume the taxes in other states that charge them because the laws that do not allow third parties to take care of tax for customers. And one physician applauded the decision. Another step towards acknowledging how vital these products are to people who menstruate. And you see, they keep saying people instead of women. Curry Winchell and other providers and advocates discussed the significance of CVS announcement and the importance of addressing period poverty, particularly in a world struggling to recover from the economic strains brought on by the pandemic and mounting inflation. So what exactly is the pink tax? What's more essential? Donuts, tattoos, bingo game supplies, or menstrual products? For the 1.8 billion people worldwide who have a period each month, the answer is probably period products. And yet, Kentucky doesn't tax donuts. Bingo supplies are tax exempt in Missouri, and people getting tattoos do not have to incur a sales tax in Georgia. Kentucky, Missouri, and Georgia are 3 of the 22 states in the U.S. that charge a sales tax for menstrual products, also known as a pink tax. 22 other states, including New York, California, Maryland, Colorado, and the District of Columbia, exempt those products from taxes. Alaska, Montana, Delaware, New Hampshire, and Oregon do not have a state sales tax, so they don't have to worry about it. But cities and counties may impose their own taxes. The Alliance for Period Supply says that taxes on period products are usually 4 to 5%. Usually, essential items like most food and medication are tax exempt. And the Women's Health Association says that it's long past time that period products made this list nationwide as well. Menstrual inequality affects administrators. God, yeah, I got to. Let's use another word though. In the U.S. and contributes to the missed school days or work days and impacts on mental health, well-being, and self-confidence. In 2019, of 2,000 women indicated in 2,000 women indicated that women paid $13.25 per month for menstrual supplies. Therefore, the authors estimated that the average person who has a period would spend about $6,360 during their lifetime. That's $6,000 that men would never have to pay for. No reason to. Why should we have to pay more for those items just because we're women? That was 3 years ago, and since then, there are 2 things that menstrual products have not been exempt from: inflation and supply issues. Nelson IQ data released in June of 22 indicated that the price of tampons rose by almost 10%, while the cost of pads increased almost by 8% from January to May. The same report also called attention to a shortage of products, pointing to supply chain issues, increased costs for materials, and labor shortages. Contributing factors may include interruptions to the supply chain and increased costs of raw materials and making products, including cotton, rayon, and plastic. But the consumer is quite literally paid the price. By reducing the cost of CVS menstrual products, the covering of the tampon tax on other products when possible, CVS is making a bold, strong steps in addressing period poverty. Given the presence of CVS across the country, the impact on those who will be willing to buy these products is significant. Though CVS will cover the pink tax on all items, Yen does note that only CVS period product prices will be reduced. Okay, so though she wishes the move went further, she does think that CVS is operating in good faith. I think this will have a ripple effect. I think this is good. I think the fact that women do end up having to pay more, the fact that women have, and I think it shouldn't stop there. It should continue to go on further than that. One, the fact that women have to pay to go to the doctor and have to pay a copay to see the doctor to get reproductive health contraceptives is insane to me. A man can go to the gas station and purchase condoms. A woman has to have a prescription. That prescription has to come along with a doctor's appointment, and it has to come along with a copay. It's just not fair. Women have to go through more to protect ourselves than men do. And I don't think that we should have to. I think it should be a level playing field. Just because I was born a woman doesn't mean that I should have to pay more throughout my life for being a woman. Tell me what y'all have to pay for that women don't have to do or don't have to pay for. I'd like to know. We all buy shoes. Hell, it's women that got to shave, so don't tell me it's razors or things like that. What are items that are exclusively for men that cost more that women do not have to purchase. I'll wait. And because this isn't an issue for men, you never think about it. Nor should you have to, because it's not an issue for you. But this is another reason why I say I don't feel as though men should have to vote or should be allowed to vote on things that have to do with women's reproductive systems. Because you don't understand our bodies, nor will you ever have to. It should not be allowed that a man can tell a woman what age or when she should be allowed to get mammograms. But it's absolutely in the choice of men because of our insurance. Insurance allows for when you can start getting mammogram tests. And a lot of times your insurance won't kick in until after you're a certain age. But we see that it's quite possible for women to get breast cancer at early ages. So why isn't it that we should just be able to go in and get tested when we want to without incurring an additional cost because we haven't reached an age that some pharmacy or some insurance agency deems an acceptable age to start paying for those type of issues. I know I ain't crazy, but that's exactly what this is. And so I'm very proud of CVS with this. Because of it, I'll make sure I go to CVS to purchase my items, all because I want to I want to protect this. I want this to continue, and I want it to grow. I want it to be at the grocery stores. I want the Kroger brands to do this. I want all of it. I want the tax to be eliminated completely. This shouldn't be something. I'm not saying we shouldn't have to pay for it. It's a product. You have to pay for products. I'm saying that products that are exclusively for a particular gender shouldn't cost more because of that because it's exclusive to that gender. And when it comes to women, that happens more often than not. So there it is. We're going to get started with, I did not mean to close that. Open back up. We're going to get started with some celebrity business news. And then we're going to move into our conversation of today, our Stir the Pot question, which I think is a really, really great question. But let's go ahead and talk about some celebrity business news. First, we have to send our condolences out. I call him a happy little man, but Leslie Jordan passed away. This is, if you don't know who Leslie Jordan is, this is him right here. That's Leslie Jordan. He is a social media star and a cute little actor. He was on shows like Will and Grace. More recently, he was on that show with Mayim Bialik, Cat something. It was a show about this lady with cats, but whatever. He died at the age of 67. The world definitely is a much darker place without the love and light of Leslie Jordan. Not only was he a mega talent and a joy to work with, but he provided emotional sanctuary to the nation in one of his most difficult times. What he lacked in height, he made up for in generosity and greatness as a son, a brother, an artist, a comedian, a partner, and a human being. Knowing that he has left the world at the height of both his professional and personal life is the only solace one can have, said Sabeth Sudeen, Jordan's talent agent. Beyond his talent, Leslie's gifts bring joy to those he touched. His ability to connect with people of all ages, his humility, kindness, and his sweetness will be sorely missed by all. Jordan was involved in a car accident on Monday morning in Hollywood and was pronounced dead at the scene, according to the LA County coroner. In his 2009 book, My Trip Down the Pink Carpet, Jordan documented his move from Tennessee to Hollywood in 1982. He boarded a Greyhound bus for LA with $1,200 sewn into his underpants and never looked back. The author found work on television shows like The Fall Guy, Designing Women, and The People Next Door. Jordan originated the role of Earl, Brother Boy, Ingram in the award-winning play Sword Lives, which he reprised in the 2000 independent film adaptation. He was a fan favorite on his recurring role as Karen's friend Beverly Leslie on Will and Grace, and he also appeared in American Horror Story and The Cool Kids. His star shone even brighter during the height of the pandemic when his social media presence took off on Instagram, getting him millions of followers. The platform also became a place where Jordan shared about his struggles, memories, and family stories, many about his beloved mama through the prism of humor. Jordan talked to CNN's Anderson Cooper about his past substance abuse and being sober for more than 20 years. People will say, well, how did you get sober? What's the best way? Jordan said. And yeah, well, 120 days in jailhouse in Los Angeles, well, that'll sober you the hell up. In one past, Jordan recalled a guard who took pity on how much Jordan disliked incarceration and informed him that they had Robert Downey Jr., who decades ago made headline for a few brushes with the law in custody and would be releasing Jordan and giving Downey his bed. Pod A, cell bunk 13, top bunk, Jordan recalls. I feel responsible for most of Robert Downey Jr.'s success. Honey, I gave him a bed. With his last posting on Instagram was him singing a hymn with artist Danny Mymick on Sunday. I think some people are gone too soon. And even when you have such a long, fulfilling life, you can be taken away from people. Unfortunately, his life was cut short, even though he had a long, extensive life. I actually follow him. I've watched him. He is hilarious. Like I said, I love him on a couple of different shows that I've seen him on, and I think he's just a dear. And for such a small person to have such a big personality was very lovely. So Anitra said it best when she said, "Oh, I love him." # well, shit. Because that's how he said it. Let's see. We got a few more minutes and we're going to get into another conversation real quick. And then we are getting into our Stir the Pot question. So you guys got to stay tuned for that. But this celebrity business news is about the fake Drake. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Because y'all know I need my drop. Hold on. Here we go. We talking about Drake.
Drake? Drake? The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga that hiding his kid from the world, but his world want to hide from the kid? Aubrey Graham in the wheelchair? Drake? Yes!
All right. So, yes, we are talking about Drake. And what we are talking about is the fact that Drake is suing, or not suing, but he's issuing a warning to the fake Drake. Okay. First of all, let me say this. You gotta be a real something to want to live your life impersonating another person. Like, I've never understood this concept, but to each his own. Drake has served his fake Drake lookalike with the cease and desist notice, forcing him to change his name. Izzy Drake, who was shot to social media fame over the last year by impersonating the Toronto rapper. Toronto rapper. Okay. The Toronto rapper took to Instagram on Monday, October 24th, to share a legal warning he received from Drizzy's OVO sound label. The letter was sent on Thursday, October 20th, on my birthday, and demanded Izzy stop using Drake's name, likeness, and trademarks, which they claim were damaging and defamatory to the OVO brand. A notice to cease and desist, the letter began. Dear Izzy Drake, this letter serves as a notice of your unauthorized use of the trademark OVO to promote your brand and likeness, as well as your unauthorized fabrication of media, which is per se damaging and defamatory to our brand. Your conduct actions are unwarranted, unwelcome, and unacceptable. It continued, in addition, this shall serve as a pre-suit letter demanding that you provide us written assurance within 7 days that you will cease and desist from making any further factually untrue statements involving OVO Sound and or Drake, and that you will no longer fabricate media that portrays the aforementioned trademarks. Thank you for your cooperation. Despite being issued with a cease and desist, there were no hard feelings on fake Drake's part as he changed his name to Izzy Famous and wished the real Drake, who turned 36 on Monday, a happy birthday. Happy birthday to the greatest artist in history and my biggest inspiration, he wrote. I got this cease and desist letter from OVO a couple of days ago, and as a respectful birthday gift to Champagne Poppy, I changed my name from Izzy Drake to Izzy Famous. More life, my OVO brother, at pregame, at whatever, at all these other people. The cease and desist notice comes after Izzy Drake claimed Drake threatened to slap him while they were both in Miami earlier. I pulled up to Drake's hotel room. Let's just say it wasn't very inviting, he told the We in the Miami podcast in August. They tried coming at us. They just tried coming at us. So I ended up texting him, telling him about the fight. And he said that he's going to go up and slap me for free. Before that, however, Izzy Drake claimed a mutual gambler friend told him that Drake wasn't bothered by his lucrative lookalike hustle, which was allowing him to earn as much as $5,000 a night. He got in contact with Drake, and Drake was like, it don't bother me. It doesn't affect me. Let this guy get his bag. It's not affecting me. If you think it's going to go wrong if you're posting him on your Instagram and everything, just keep the peace, Izzy said on the No Jumper podcast. He didn't really give a fuck, you know. It was the whole thing. I'm just being humble. I'm just doing my thing. I got kids. I do this shit for my family. So my question becomes, is it okay for somebody to imitate you like that? Like to just really, you know, take on your whole persona and then to get paid off of it? Like, I think that's weird. I just do. I think it's weird. I'm so sorry, y'all. I've created who I am. I've created this brand. I've become the person that I am. And here you are, just because we have the same facial features and you can grow hair like mine on my face, you've decided to capitalize upon that, you know? And this guy wasn't just walking around like as a caricature. He was getting in places, really getting paid to pretend like he was Drake. I think maybe Hollywood caused this obsession because you have people like Akon who uses his brothers as doppelgangers, or people like J-Lo who have been notorious for hiring doppelgangers to throw them off of themselves. Michael Jackson always had one. Like did celebrities set themselves up for this, or is this society being weird? Y'all let me know what y'all think. We're gonna go ahead and go to a commercial, but when we get back to our commercial, we have our Stir the Pot question for today. And that Stir the Pot question for today is, are little black girls sexualized, over-sexualized, while little white girls are considered cute for the same images? And what I mean by that is you have little black girls who do things like put color in their hair, fashion colors, and this is looked at as ghetto or grown, right? We've heard that way too many times, like, oh gosh, she look grown. But if a little white girl does it, oh, it's so cute and it's just fashion and they're just having fun, right? Or you have little black girls that put on makeup and get all done up, And we're looking at it and we're like, oh my God, she looks entirely too grown. Why are you sexualizing that child? That kid needs to stay a kid. But then you have toddlers and tiaras. And you had these little white girls running around here like John Benet Ramsey, like little 17 and 22-year-old adults. And they got on little clothing and they making them do little things where they trying to be adult-like. What's the difference? What's the difference? Let's go ahead and talk about it. But until then, we're going to talk about some music. So we're going to play a sexy black girl. She grown. She ain't little. She an adult. We're going to go ahead and, well, you know what? No, I played her. I played some Shakira already today. Let me play somebody else. Nah, F that. I love Shy. We're going to play it. This is Shakira, and I am your girl, Sunshine Reigns. We will be right back with some more conversations. Ew.
Can we link up tonight? Drink some rock and Sprite tonight. My pussy is super tight. Couple years without taking pipe. I am squirting back to back. I made a mess over the floor. Moaning out loud, the neighbors banging on my door. But the pounding ain't gon' get it. You gotta put your tongue all up in it. Give me a better feeling, shy fucking your brain. You know you like it. Stop holding back, baby boy, don't try to fight it. Got a little insane, orgasm riot. I'm an Aries, baby daddy, you a Pisces. I'd rather make love than get a quickie. Love it when you're on top, go slow in me. And when we make love, it's a hell of a drug. I'm addicted to you like I'm a coke fiend now. Put it in your face, know you like the way it tastes. The way I scream your name in your ear, I wanna sing. Ooh, right there, don't stop, daddy. Feeling so good, riding you like a caddy. Beat it up like a porn star actor. Slurp it up, stimulate from my reaction. You know I like it rough, handcuffing me in action. So choke me up on your back, I do the scratches. On top of cars, up in these bushes. On these staircases, no fucks where we do it. Don't tell nobody what we do. I won't tell nobody what we do. Keep this between me and you. All of this between me and you. Let me fuck on you. LMF for you. Just like you, they don't understand what we going through. We can go back and forth, that's what we do. They won't see it, it's me and you. I got your back, yeah. You got my front, yeah. That's how we love. We do what we want. They don't know how to sing a little thing. They heard everything we do. That's why I love you tight. And there's nothing they can do about it, baby. That's why I love you, baby. And there's nothing they can do about it, baby. And there's nothing they can do about it, baby. Oh, we on the same page, bro. We ain't gonna talk about this no more. Ain't even worth it. Could be upset. Times like this will regret. Don't say that you're turn the page if we let it. I ain't more than a little bit, and I meant it. You and your eyes, we made love, and I was sincere. I love you, darling. I love you, baby. So for me, you, yeah, baby. And there's nothing they can do. Nothing they can do. I love you, baby. I love my baby. I love you. And there's nothing they can do. You know I love you, baby. You know I love you, baby. You know I love you. And there's nothing they can do. I be pretty pressure, nigga. I grew up in pressure. I tried to tell him to be himself. He was too busy for the pressure. I had to start listening, nigga. I was out here talking, they ain't had no mess. I get directed to business. They don't want to see me with no pressure. Then he trying to find him in heaven in the middle of hell. These niggas crazy. I bet he buys retail. I'm one of the boys like I miss it. They raising my budget. But I sit back and I think when I'm bloody, real niggas cry when they talk about budgets. It's gonna be a cold, rainy day in hell for a little nigga like you. Stop me. None of that. Nigga, my ass shut. I said, I'll pray for all my niggas. Come home, these niggas sent home. Come home, these niggas sent home cars. I they put on me. I'm just in the street. Coming in with late in the street. You gotta wake up and make that shit happen that you got in your dream. If it's pressure, that's what I make sure. So I'm pointing like it came with me. Why would I be afraid of pressure, nigga? I grew up in pressure. I tried to tell him to be himself, he was too busy doing impression. I had to start listening to niggas that was out here talking, they ain't had no mess. I get directed to business. They don't want to see me with no pressure. I'm like, I had to Beverly Hills, we got to weather the chill. It's easy to walk away from the bill when that shit ain't really these niggas always talk about something, they really don't be talking about nothing. They gonna get mad at them. When you tell them they ain't talking about nothing, it's gonna be a cold rainy day in hell for a little nigga like you. Stop. Maybe that nigga cheese can't shot, nigga, my ass shot. Say, God, so I'm praying for all my niggas to come home, these niggas say, God, I'm praying for Larry Hoover to come home, these niggas say, Cosby.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Sunshine Reigns with All Hustle, No Fear, and we are radio that you have to watch. That's right. We are radio that you need to tune into to watch all of the fun that is going down here at the Hits 92.3 station. So what I need you to do is follow me at All Hustle, No Fear on YouTube or follow Hits 92.3 on Facebook and tune in Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m. for All Hustle, No Fear. We are After Dark Radio in the morning.
All right, we're back. That's right. This is All Hustle, No Fear. I'm right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. And we're having some good ass conversation today. So if you're just now tuning in and you want to be a part of the conversation, please hit the phone 404-254-4347. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Our stir the pot question for today is: are little black girls over-sexualized while little white girls are considered cute for the same images? And what I mean by that is, if you go through Instagram, if you go through social media, or if you're a mother, you've probably had to go through this a couple of times where you feel as though you're dressing your child a certain kind of way, or you feel as though you're doing something to their hair, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. And the world looks at it as if it's sexual or if it's too grown for the child. whereas you can see your child's white counterparts doing the exact same thing and not getting any flack for it. A big one for me was the color. Y'all know I'm a hairstylist. I've been putting color in my hair since I was damn near 18, 19. Started with blonde and just gone all across the color spectrum. Now, as an adult, I was told quite often that before it became fashionable, I was told quite often that this is childish, that I needed to grow up, that, you know what I'm saying, my hair color wasn't necessarily professional, you know, and they use all of these words to try to circumvent what they're saying, is basically just saying they don't think you should wear it and it's ugly. All right, bet. So when my daughter was maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, she wanted some color in her hair. And my son wanted some color in his hair too. And I had some leftover bleach from coloring my hair. I'm a hairstylist. I know how to do this correctly. I know how to make sure their hair don't fall out. So I colored my hair son's green. He had like a strip going through that bad boy, and it was green. And then I colored my daughter's hair a purplish burgundy color, but I did not color her whole head. What I did was I just made a small triangle here in the front, and it ended up being like I called it a rogue. And when I do hair, that's what I call it. Be like, you want a rogue? And basically, y'all know Rogue from X-Men, how she just got that blonde patch in the front. That's all I did to my daughter. I created a purple patch in the front. Baby! Woo! The comments that I got, not only from social media, but from my parents, from my family members, it was just like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that to her. That is entirely too grown. That is too, you know, that basically that I was over sexualizing my child. So we see black girls and they do things like this. And this little girl's hair is cute as shit. Okay? Her hair is amazing. It is cute. And she's got this cute purple color in it. I don't see anything wrong with it. But there are people out there who are going to say that this is too grown and that this is unacceptable for this child. But yet we have this right here. Even down to black girls wearing their hair down. If a black girl was to wear her hair in this same exact hairstyle, whether it was her hair or a weave or not, it would be considered too grown. It would be considered unacceptable. But yet, their Caucasian counterparts are absolutely positively allowed to do it. I want to know, how do you feel about that? Anitra said, hell yes. White girls at my daughter's school wear booty shorts all the time, but let a black girl do it and it's inappropriate. I absolutely agree with you. As a matter of fact, hold on, we're going to go to the comment section underneath the post because we do have a couple of comments. So, Hits 92.3 commenting at It's Kales. She said hair color on kids is a yes for me. She says that the little white girls be wearing hella makeup, weave, hairspray, and have their tummies out in pageants and gymnastics. Black girls do this in the same or on dance teams. Dads don't like it at all. Outside of that, these girls shouldn't be walking around like anything other than a kid. Braids, no weave under 10, Lord please, unless it's shorts, beads, barrettes, etc. So I ask, I've seen the new thing now is getting your face beat. Damn. Okay. Getting your face beat and getting a sew-in for your first day of junior high school. These girls got nails, they got long hair, they got eyelashes, they got eyebrows and everything else done. Is this okay depending on your race? If you saw an Asian girl dressed up, full-blown makeup and everything, would it be an issue for you comparative if you saw a little girl that was black of the same age doing the same thing? Now, me personally, as a mom, I don't like none of it. I take it far. I take it far. Look, I don't want my daughter's stomach showing. I hate the prom dresses y'all be posting now. All the prom dresses is naked as shit. I hate going and buying shorts. My daughter usually I'd rather my daughter wear tights than wear shorts. Why? Because the shorts are so tight, and if you go to Target or Walmart or wherever else you buying your shorts from, the inseam is so fucking short that it makes the little girls have booty shorts on. They're not even creating clothing that is big enough or long enough. Little girls have crop tops now. Why are you making a crop top for anybody under the age of 17? I have absolutely, positively no understanding. I do not understand the Shein website. When you go to Shein websites and you look at little girl clothes, all of them are hoe clothes. And what I mean is they look like club clothes for little, just pint-sized bodies. Who gonna play in these clothes? Who gonna do this? But we allow this in our society, and it's filtering over into things like makeup and hair and everything else. And again, I ask, is this acceptable because white girls are innocent and they're not looked upon as being older than they are? We already know that they age our children. Our boys are more grown, or they look bigger, or they're mannish. You know what I'm saying? And our girls are sexy or sexualized, or they wanted it so much earlier, right? So the question becomes, is it perception or is it actually what it is? Look at this little girl right here. Look at this little girl. Her makeup is absolutely adorable. But I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that, the first thing I thought to myself is, why in the hell does this little girl have on all of this makeup? That is a child. What is the purpose? Why did her eyebrows need to be done so perfectly? Why does she need eyelashes? Why does she need a lip liner and lipstick? All of those things are things that I know as an adult that I use to accentuate my features and to make me look more presentable, not just to my peers, but to the opposite sex. So why are we forcing little girls to do this, or not even forcing, but allowing? Look, I don't mind my daughter playing in makeup, but it's going to be that play makeup. I wouldn't dare give her foundation. That little girl got foundation on, y'all. Look at that. She got full-blown foundation, and she's contoured. Why does her little skin need that at this age? Why is that okay? But at the same time, hold on. This is perfectly fine. Not only is it perfectly fine, but they're parading this child around, and she's trying to win. She's trying to win a contest. That toddlers and tiara lifestyle is big. Y'all remember John Benet Ramsey? That baby did not look like a baby. And to this day, we don't know what happened to that little girl. Somebody snatched that little girl up and took her. Now, what they did with her, we might not never know. But the question becomes, if she looked like a child instead of looking like a mini adult, do we think that would have happened to her? Call in 404-254-4347. I'd love to know y'all opinion on this. Rock Country said, go to country concerts. The little girls have on Daisy Dukes everywhere. Training to make looks more important than actions. Training to make looks more important than their actions. Okay, I got it. I said it right that time. I absolutely agree with Country on that one. I remember I wasn't old, but I was, maybe like 21, 22 or something like that. I was in a mall, and there were these little girls in the mall in front of me, and they were walking with their mom. And y'all remember them little shorts that said cheer on the booty? These little girls had on them little cheer shorts, and they're already short, but then they had enough nerve to flip the shorts up twice at the waistband so that the shorts could be shorter. Now here I am walking around behind them, And I'm mad because I'm like, y'all with y'all mama, and y'all mama allowed you to flip them shorts up and make them shorter. Why? Why did you need your butt cheeks coming out of the shorts? What was the functional purpose of rolling these shorts up? My daughter is gonna wear ashpagash to prom because I be damned. Like, what's wrong with barrettes? I saw a post where a lady was like, if my daughter want to sit up here and not listen and try to act grown, she's in 7th grade, I'm gonna send her to school like this. And she sent her to school with a cute little graphic t-shirt on with some dolls on it, like some Bratz dolls, and that in itself is a whole nother conversation, them damn Bratz dolls. But she sent her in with a Bratz dolls on, some cute little long pants, and she put her hair up in a couple of ponytails with some bobos and some barrettes, and the little girl is crying because she's like, this is utterly embarrassing. I shouldn't have to look like this, because she want to have a weave and she want her hair pressed. I refuse. I don't know when I'm gonna allow Zoe to wear her hair pressed, because there is an implication of ageism when we do certain things. Let's see. Teacher Anitra said, I think it's because of our body shape. Black women have more curves, whereas white women may not. I think we are more sexualized because of it. Teacher Anitra, I ain't had titties my whole life. We got a caller. Let's see what's up. Hold on, caller. Here we go. Flip this up. We're going to turn on 5, 6, and flip the flip. Wait, where's the flip? Okay, there we go. Flip the flip. Hello, caller. How you doing? This is All Hustle, No Fear.
Hey, this is Kels.
Hey, Kels. How you doing?
Good. Great topic. It's so much. I don't even have the time because I'm about to get out the car. But it's like, so I'll just use an example with the dance studio. So I've always grew up in dance, and the dance world is completely different from when I was in dance. So it was a lot of things that even I had to learn. Like when you said about the flipping the shorts up and stuff. So if we get parents that have never had their kid in a professional dance environment, some of this stuff will come off extremely sexual to a parent of a kid that might be 4 through 16.
Right.
So even what we require for them to come to practice in, they can't come in loose fitted clothing. They have to come in tight clothing so that we can see, and then even how we say it, like to see how their bodies move. If you're new to dance, you're gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But the reason we have to do that is because they're learning to do splits. They're learning to do back bends. So if you got all this loose fitting clothing, we can't see if you're doing it properly. That's one thing that somebody would see that is being sexualized when it's really just a form of dance. We posted a video there. If people will look this up, there's a specific dance that's called not crumping, but it's called bucking. So what bucking is pretty much, you're not popping backwards. You're pretty much thrusting forward, like you're popping to the front. Mm-hmm. And it's a dance that you do when you're battling another teammate, right? So we posted this video of the girls learning how to buck, and they were doing splits, and they were doing like some of the other dances that we were doing. There was at least 30 to 40 comments on this video, and we were excited, like, oh, people are really watching. When I say it was probably like 5 positive, and the rest of them was negative comments because they were like, these are little girls, they shouldn't be dancing like strippers, and this and the third. But the dance world, that's just what it is. So when you have, like, you might see certain dances of like little white girls be, they might be rolling their hips when they're doing gymnastics, and they stop and do like little dance moves, and they're doing splits, and they're doing all of this stuff. Nobody ever says anything when those videos are posted. But when it's us, it comes off like it's sexual. It comes off like it's being too grown. Even with the makeup, our dads were like, these are little girls. Y'all should be trying to change the image of how it looks. In the dance world, that's part of your point, right? Of how they look, their hair, the makeup, they gotta wear weave. Like, I was pissed when they had to go and buy a lace front. Because I'm like, these are little, to me, yes. Our team went and bought lace fronts. Of course, we got the cheapest that we could find. But when we did everything to a T, we ended up taking the trophy home. Every single category our team won. Because we was like, okay, we got to play ball. We can't go against the grain. When you're in this dance world, it is what it is. So if anybody's listening that's in the dance world will understand completely what I'm saying. Anybody that's not, would be like the dance world is over sexualizing kids. So it's just depending on how you look at it.
So when you look at something like toddlers and tiaras, how does that make you feel?
I don't like any kid in makeup and hair weave and stomachs out and all that. That's what I was saying. Like when they're doing pageants and dance and all that stuff, if it's something for an organized sport, that's one thing. But if I'm seeing little Susie and I'm seeing little, I don't know,
think of a black name,
black girl, white girl, Asian girl, and they're all at school and they all have on makeup and all their stomachs out, I don't like none of it.
Okay.
I feel like all of y'all should take that off.
So I have gone as far as in my household, my mother-in-law has bought Zoe two bikinis. Mm-hmm. Now, the full bathing suit Zoe can wear out the house. If we go somewhere and we go into a pool, she can wear a full bathing suit. The only time she's allowed to wear them bikinis, which are the ones that she want to wear all the time, is in the backyard. I refuse. I will not let her wear that around anyone else. And for the life of me, I can't understand why they make bikinis for toddlers, for little kids. I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I don't understand it either, but I also don't have a problem with it at the beach or at the pool. Again, anything organized where it should be, cool. But if you go into school with a bikini top on and some shorts or some pants, then that's a bit much. But I guess they say, like, just because they make it, that don't necessarily mean you have to wear it. Mm-hmm. Everything ain't for everybody. So that could be an instance of that, too. Like, they necessarily don't have to make bikinis for kids. Like, why are y'all making bikinis for kids?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah. So my kid is still single digits, but you have a teenage girl, and you've raised not only a teenage girl, but you've also raised a teenage boy. So I'm going to pose this question to you in this way. Are there things, because now we're having boys dress a whole lot differently, right? Are there things that you feel as though over sexualize our boy children that we allow that we shouldn't, but it's just because they're boy children that we let them get away with it? And I'll give you for example. I saw your son one day and he had on some of them hoochie daddy shorts. Mm-hmm. And I said something. I was like, look at you walking around here with your man stuff just hoochie daddy in it. And he laughed. But in my mind, I was thinking, if this was a girl, would it have been a funny conversation like this? But because it's a boy, are we allowing it? Like, where is this line? Is it just with black girls? Is it also with our male children? And how, as a parent, do we ride this line?
I'm probably not the best person to ask because you see my daughter.
Right.
My daughter's 15 years old. She has her nose pierced. She has her lip pierced. And I do this because I had my nose pierced at 14. I got a tattoo as soon as I turned 18. And before that, I was always with my stomach out. And I didn't even have sex until I was 17, 18. And I ended up marrying the guy that I had sex with. So I don't look at certain things to be like, oh, it's going to be pressure, like peer pressure in school and blah, blah, blah. I look at how my kid is. Like, if I felt like she was going to be fast and out there in the street and she always want to go to the mall on the weekends and be out and doing this and doing that, I probably wouldn't allow certain stuff. But my kid be in her room playing her game. She's very eclectic. She's very, my kid. Mm-hmm. She's alternative. So because I know how she acts and how she moves by herself, no matter who she's around, it's certain things that I allow that most parents will probably look at me like, oh, she's an unfit parent as far as when they see her versus getting to know her. Mm. So I'm not the best person to ask versus what's appropriate for a boy versus a girl. Because my son, like, I even reposted a picture of him shooting a bird. And I hate when dudes posting pictures like that anyway. But that's the only picture he really had. But I know my kids, so I'm not worried about, like, different stuff like that. But when it comes to what's acceptable for a boy versus a girl, I just feel like a person should be themselves, be an individual. Because some stuff is like expression. Mm-hmm. And so my daughter, she's very expressive in how she dresses, and like her room is so eclectic. Like the lights everywhere. She's got live plants all over the place. Like, she's 100% different from me, but everybody used to say I used to dress different when I was young too. And both of my kids dress different than the norm today. So I don't know. That's not a good question for me because I kind of allow them to be themselves.
Now, when you go into the high schools and when you go into the junior high schools and you see the other kids and the way they're dressing, are you embarrassed? Do you feel like, oh my God, maybe I'm a little bit too old? Like, because again, I haven't been in them yet, but from the things that I'm seeing on social media, I feel like when I go into the junior high school or when I go into the high school, if these kids are trying to dress like they grown, I'm gonna feel out of place. Like, maybe I've gotten too old and this is the norm. Is this the norm?
It's 100% the norm. When Tay was in 9th or 10th grade, when I went to go enroll him, because we ended up moving like maybe a month after school started. So, of course, he was the quote-unquote new kid. When I went into that office and I was signing all the paperwork and talking to the people at the front trying to get his schedule, it was girls that was working in the front. So they have like details, like the 12th graders have like work details where you can work in the front office or you do different things around the school. And I thought some of those girls were teachers because they had on stilettos, like heels that I can't even walk in anymore. And I had to text my son, like, oh, I don't know, like, I ain't ready for you to be in high school because these girls look like grown women and you're a young boy. In my mind, I'm thinking, if I'm looking at them like y'all look grown, then him being young looking at them is like, damn, I want her. So I was a little nervous about that because it was girls in heels, like even with the dance studio where we go out and we have our performances or whatever. Sometimes they might have boots and some of them be having heels on it. And I'd be like, how do they even make that in your size? But these girls are not the same size as we used to be. So they're able to fit the things that we were able to fit now versus us being able trying to fit it back then. We couldn't fit that stuff. So it's like they don't rip their junior section is like for the adults. So it is 100% the norm now.
As a parent, what was your biggest worry with your daughter going to high school and being around girls that were dressing like that, or that was, that was the norm for them, or that was okay for them?
She's always been her own person, so I never really worry about her as far as trying to fit in with how they're dressed and how they move. She is a person, like, she's different from Tay. Tay can be around 500 people selling drugs and stealing and killing and all that, and he ain't trying to do none of that. Kimora, I don't know so much. She might try to fit in if she feels like it's somebody in that crowd that she wants to be friends with. That's the thing I worry about. I don't necessarily worry about the attire of her trying to fit in with that, because she gonna wear what she want to wear. Like today, she look like a whole b-boy. She got the baggy pants on. She's got her little Adidas on. She's got the Letterman jacket, like, and then a Scully hat. That's what she got on today. The other day, she had on some knee-length shorts with some fishnet stockings under it, and some, I shouldn't say that, boots. I was going to say Columbine boots, but...
Nah, don't say that. Don't say that.
These are not the views of his 92.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she dresses like however she feels. And then one day she had on pajama pants going to school. So Kimora wears what Kimora wants to wear, and she keeps it moving. But if you go through the high school, like if you walk through the school with me today with Kimora, you're going to see some girls are dressed like that, like I said, with the baggy pants, and they might have like a shirt that they trying to cover up because their stomach might be out, and they might have a jacket over it in case somebody say something. But outside of school, they'll have on a whole crop top or a bralette with some baggy pants looking like Aaliyah. That's how they dress now. They're going back to the 90s. Or they might have some heels and some fishnets, and it's all over the place. It's literally like a freedom of expression is going on right now in the young kids. They're like pretty much doing what they want to do.
Do you feel as though they have any I don't want to use the word embarrassment, but you remember when we were young and you started like developing or whatever, the first thing you wanted to do was you would wear your book bag or your folders or whatever, and you try to cover up your titties, or you were I don't want to say modest, but you were shy about your body and the fact that it was changing.
They are not shy.
Hmm.
The whole world, but you got to think about it. The whole world is into BBLs and breast implants and butt shots. Like that's the norm for celebrities. So
Self-conscious.
that's what they're learning is cool. So of course they want to have that. So if they're starting to develop in that way, they're definitely going to show that off.
Mm.
It's a whole different world now. Like when we were younger, skinny was cool. Having all that body was not.
Right.
So it's different now. It's flipped. Nobody wants to be bony and skinny and this, that, and the third. Everybody wants to be sexy looking. So, even if they dress like that or not, it's cool to have breasts and butt now.
Do you think it's our perception that our girls are curvier or that our girls are shaped different, or do you think that really is what it is across the board, that our children are shaped different than white children are, so we're put in a different type of box? Because teacher Anitra was like, she thinks it's because our girls have bodies compared to white girls who are more kind of up and down, or they're not as developed as soon as our girls are developed. Do you think that has something to do with it? Or when you see the school, when you go into the schools, does everybody look like they kind of all around the same kind of shape?
No, it's different shapes, and I'm just going to speak for me. I'm not speaking for culturally or parenting or nothing, just Kels. I think like that too, and I could be completely wrong. So it could be two girls with the same outfit on, and I'm going to feel like one of them should take it off versus the other one. Like if they both have on jeans and the one with the bigger butt, you might see a part of her crack hanging out. I'm gonna feel like, ooh, girl, that's a little much for her. Versus the one who might have the same jeans on and she ain't got no butt, is gonna look different than how it looks on there. Like how leggings look on us, how my daughter has big legs and a big butt. So even certain stuff that she wear, I have to check myself like, girl, you're sexualizing it. She's just wearing it because she want to wear it. She ain't wearing it because her butt is like big in it or whatever. So I have to like not say, because sometimes I want to be like, oh, girl, don't wear that. But because in my mind, I'm like, you're only 15. But she's like, I like these pants or I like these leggings. Why can't I wear it because I have big legs and a big butt? So to me personally, I don't like how it looks on certain girls because of their age if they have like more body than the girl next to her. I might feel like she should take that off when I shouldn't be like that because I'm the one sexualizing it. I just personally don't like it.
Does the school still do the whole bend over and touch your toes to see if the skirt is too short? Like I remember we couldn't get away with nothing going to school. Like I stayed making sure I didn't have to go back home because I did not want to argue with my mom about the stuff that I wore. Now it kind of feels like, they just get to come to school with whatever the hell they want to wear.
Now, Kamora gets flagged often. She bring extra clothes. She be trying it. And then one time she didn't. The very first time they called me because they felt like her skirt was too short. She had on one of those old school tennis skirts. And she had on like the knee-high socks with like some tennis shoes. And they felt like her skirt was too short. So they called me and I had to take her some pants up there. The next day they called because she had her stomach out. So I'm like, you're going to have to figure this out. You're going to just have to sit in ISS because I'm not coming up here no more. So they do. They still check it. At least at her school, they check it.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your comment, Kels. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. If you would like to call in and add to the conversation, please do. The phone number is 404-254-4347. Black Hustle Entertainment said, I really think no matter what we do, it will always cause controversies in society. Meanwhile, the whites don't get the same treatment. Almost everything blacks do is copied by white folks, but they get recognized and glorified for it. Now, I'm trying to find this one particular comment because this comment was made by an older lady. She's like, she older than us. And so I feel like I really want to repeat what she said. But I also would like to know how men feel about it. When y'all men see these young girls and they're dressed a certain way, or their clothing is a little bit more provocative, do you feel as though your uncomfortableness at seeing them that way is what's causing you to say that they shouldn't wear it? Is, as Kale said, the movements, the dancing, is it because of what they're doing is actually provocative, or is it because you started looking at them in ways you might not have should have looked at them, and so therefore it becomes sexualized to you, or it becomes provocative to you? So this is my brother's mother-in-law, and she responded by saying, I love makeup, although it's done very well for and beautifully for an adult. She's talking about this particular picture right here. This is the picture she's talking about. She said, it is too much to me for a child. They play dress up and I know it's fine. It's a little too grown up, which can attract grown up guys, which is what I was just saying. But she can in due time if she chooses. But the window to childhood is so precious and limited in time. I wouldn't want it to seem or feel rushed. But to each its own child. I would it would not be mine. They are allowed flavored chapstick and small dainty earrings around this age. And for those who can't see it, let me show you guys right here, this picture. That's the picture we're discussing. Let's pull it up a little bit. That picture right there. No grown-up looking makeup, no large size hoop earrings. Our twin girls, who are now 35 years old, introduction was done age appropriately and age accordingly, and I would like to think it was appropriate. So again, fellas, as men, when you see young girls and they are dressed like this, when they are dressed provocatively, or when they have on makeup, do you think that it's your uncomfortableness of them looking like adults, knowing that you shouldn't be looking at them that way, that also causes the issue? Because if that's the case, then that's your own perversion. And then I definitely agree with Kels that knowing your child is knowing where to allow that space and that grace for them to, find their authentic self, or find, their creativeness. But if you, but no, because my brain is still going back. You as a father, you're there to protect your daughter. So if you're protecting your child, you're protecting them knowing that there are predators out there who would look at your child as prey, because they're putting themselves in a older looking demographic. I don't know. I got issues. I do. I see in my head men who are protecting their daughters, but at the same time, if your daughter is looking like she's 30 and she's 15, who is the perpetrator in that situation? Is the man really wrong for looking at your daughter that way? We have sex trafficking, we have kidnapping, we have so many different things that put our girls in predatory places. Is how we're allowing them to dress and subsequently act because of that of the way they dress. Because let's not get it twisted. You get nails, you get hair, and you get eyelashes, you gonna move differently. I don't care what age you are. I'm a hairstylist. I have done little girls' hair. And you take a little girl from some ponytails and you crimp and press that hair out, that neck move different, okay? The moment you get nails on your hands, I promise you talk with your hands a little bit differently, okay? Things just be a little bit more accentuated with your hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? When you have your eyelashes in, when you bust that mascara on, you gonna blink a little bit differently. You give them the look a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? You look into their eyes just a little bit differently. And you do this because you know that what you have done to yourself has accentuated this process to make you look good. I personally don't think little girl, 10 and under, hell, 12 and under, 15 and under. I could be wrong because my child hasn't got to that age. But I don't like V-necks. You know why? Why are you trying to show your cleavage? Why are you trying to show your cute ass clavicle? Your skinny ass sternum? Cover that goddamn thing up and put on a turtleneck. You don't need to be showing that. You know what I mean? But then you have Kels who's like, hell, she wear crop tops and I don't care. If I see my daughter's stomach, I'm snapping. Having an issue. And again, I'm talking shit now, but I say my daughter gonna wear ashpagash to prom. But is that technically it's not normal to think that that's going to happen. At some point in time, my daughter is going to fight me over the way I allow her to dress. And I have to ask myself, what contingencies am I going to be okay with as a parent? Red Warriors Love said, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Call us 404-254-4347. Call us. Let us know. I really like to know. And let's just take it a step further. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Do these images hit you differently when you see this little girl right here versus this little girl right here? Does the Caucasian girl make you feel as though she looks grown compared to the black girl? Do you feel as though she looks grown, or do you just think, oh, their hair is cute? Like, is it a difference for you? Better yet, seeing this little girl with makeup on. Now look at her clothing. Her clothing definitely gives her young kid vibes. You know what I'm saying? She's got on a cute little sweater, some pants. Obviously, they not tight because of the way they ruffled up at her legs. But she just has on some makeup and some edges. But then you have this young lady right here who not only has on makeup, but she got on a little short ass strawberry shortcake outfit. You know what I'm saying? Belly showing. I can almost guarantee you that they did some kind of makeup on her stomach to make her look like she had abs or whatnot. And she's blowing kissy faces and stuff. Is the image what is the image the issue, or is it just all around the whole thing? When you see little girls dancing, when you see a black girl dance, like Kels was saying, when you see little black girls do cheer and do step and do dance, comparative to seeing the little white girls do cheerleading or gymnastics, do you see a difference? I've always had a problem with gymnastic outfits, but when Kels is explaining it, it makes absolute sense why they're small or why they fit the way they do, because we're judging you on the lines that your body creates. We're judging you on whether or not you're pointing your toes and your knees are up. Let's see who this is. Hello, caller. How you doing? This is All Hustle No Fear. Who it is?
This is Red.
Hey, Red. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Just got off a good call.
All right. So, what you thinking of what I'm saying?
I'm actually in agreement with you. I kind of just want to chime in because I think that there's this misconception that men are I can't speak for predators. I'm not a predator, but even men who look at young girls, like I'm talking young adults, like even the 18, 19-year-olds. Like, I have friends who have daughters. I have a daughter, and I have nieces. And, you know, my sisters, just out of respect for me and the man that I've, when they had their babies, their daughters, they would come to me when they started hitting these teenage years, like, hey, bro, is it cool if, little mama wears some makeup? And it's like, no. It's like, why? The men in my family were very protective of the natural look. Like, why do they need to wear makeup at those certain ages? You're talking adolescent, preteen, and going into teenage years. Now, today, with everything going on in society, it seems like we are over sexualizing kids in spaces and places where we shouldn't even be thinking about kids in that way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do.
So we as men, we don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure, Sunshine, if you were to ask your husband, he would tell you the same thing. We're not doing that. It's just the fact that I don't want my woman to be like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you were to ask, I would say 80 to 90% of most men, they don't want their woman dressing in a way that would be deemed too provocative. So if we're talking about kids, it's not even coming up in the conversation. It's not happening. That's why I'm confused, because what's so funny about America is this is the most sexually repressive country in the world, but they promote like everything is about sex. Everything, they use sex to sell everything. And it's counterintuitive, because especially if you go to Europe, you'll see things that are just random commercials, and it's nothing to them, because human form is in itself natural. We treat kids, and I mean, hell, we got people trying to push pedophiles to have the same rights as everyone else. Like, that's a real thing.
Right. No, I know. It's called what are they saying? Transagenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You call it whatever you want. Like, when me and my grandfather go back home, we go visit our family in Kenya or Nigeria. Like, they would stone those people. They do not tolerate it whatsoever there. And understand, like, the sexualizing of children, that does not happen. Like, the old school terminology, like, it takes a village. Yeah, everybody in the village, like, they will stone people. Like, it wasn't, but maybe 3 weeks ago, somebody literally got stoned in Kenya. That's close to a village that's close to where my family's from. Like, it's not, they don't play that over there. And it's like, here, it's like, it's whatever goes. People are too busy trying to go viral, things like that. And then you see, like, these, do you remember John Benet Ramsey?
Yeah, no, I brought her up. Because we still don't know what happened to her.
Yeah, yeah.
To this day, we still don't know what happened to her.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like that to me, stuff like that. Like, I don't know. My sister was trying. She talked to my grandfather about putting my niece in those competitions when she was young, and I'm like, what? And like, and then you see these girls. It's like, okay, they got talent. They got this. You're talking about a beauty pageant for an 8-year-old. What? I get. I mean, what you're saying is, I'm in agreement with you, in alignment with you. I just think that more men need to call into this, speak on it, because we don't look at it like that. Yes, we are protective of our daughters. Yes, we are protective of our nieces and the young ladies who are coming up around us. But it's not even a sexual thing, or me even contemplating anything sexual. It's just the fact that, why would I'm trying to raise young ladies. I'm not trying to raise women who want to just be out ripping and running. And just because you dress a certain way doesn't mean that you are that way. But let's not even bring that attention that way. Let's not even give it the space to even grow and fester and turning into something else. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Yeah,
that's all I really got for
I've just by nature, I've always been more of a modest type person. I definitely understand where Kels is coming from, where she was saying her daughter has naturally big legs and a booty. I was the same way as a child, and what I heard, not just from my mom, but from my, high school boyfriend as well, was that your legs are too big to wear shorts. So for a few summers, I can remember not owning a pair of shorts, not ever wearing a pair of shorts, because I felt as though my legs were just entirely too big, and not big meaning fat, but big as in sexual. You know, there was a sexual connotation to it. Now, even as an adult, I don't want to say that I feel wrong wearing shorts. I'm just very mindful of when I wear them and where I wear them to, because I understand that I'm going to give off more of a voluptuous look, or my legs are going to cause a little bit more attention than if I had, you know, thinner sticks.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there is a sexualization to all of it, on no matter what the age is. But the question at some point becomes how much of it do we allow? Because as Kels has said, we're in a space now where this is the norm for them. And like I said, you can't go to Target and buy pants with a 9-inch inseam no more. These pants got 3 and 4 and 5-inch inseams. And if you don't know what that means how much of the short is on there. It's very difficult to find Bermuda shorts, or shorts that go down to your knees, that cover up your thighs. All the shorts have ass showing.
Yeah. It also takes into account, though, Sunshine, what I hear what Kel's saying, but we're talking about normalizing distortion. There's nothing normal about it. You're talking about, like, great philosopher J. Krishnamurti. He said it best. There's no sense of a righteous mind trying to acclimate to a sick society. So when you start thinking about it in those terms, just because it's normal doesn't mean it's normal. It's actually perverted. It is a form of perversion. And a lot of this is programmed.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me right now, or the one that just turns me off the absolute most, is seeing little kids on poles. Now, don't get it twisted. I'll be the first one to advocate that pole dancers, or anybody who can go up and down a pole and dance on a pole, I promise you that is an athlete. Because I cannot pull my body up to save my life. I cannot spin around that bad boy, and ain't no way in hell my legs is going to be the only thing holding me laterally on anything. Now, in some cases, you watch it and it's Cirque du Soleil. You watch it and it's you know, like a circus act. You know what I'm saying? It's art. Yeah. But then, just as Kel said, you can't wear loose fitting clothes and get on that pole. You have to wear tight, short items. So when you see a 7, 8, 9, 10, 13-year-old wearing it and getting on the pole, automatically it's no longer Alvin Ailey. It's no longer Cirque du Soleil. It is Magic City. And my mind can't get beyond that. And whether that's perversion or society, that's where I am. Is that weird?
No, it's not. It's not weird. It's just, think about it like this, Sunshine. If you could just step outside of your own mind just for a second, keep your eyes, and then see that same image. Is that what you would? Is that what you would see? Let's say with my thought process or your husband's. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're not looking. It's not a sexual thing. When I see something like that, I'm in total agreement with you. I see an athlete. I've been to strip clubs. I'm like, okay, this girl just climbed up a 35-foot pole, dropped down, did the splits, went back up, held herself up, and spun around 22 times.
That's an athlete.
That's an athlete.
That's an athletic adventure.
Exactly. The core strength alone, just being able to do that. And I'm a big guy. I can do that. But I'm like, Okay, I trained for stuff like that, like
Mm-hmm.
just the pure athleticism. So I'm not looking at it in that way. But there are other people who, yeah, that's the first thing they see. That's the first thing they see.
Mm.
You know, my niece was a gymnast. You know, and it sounds very similar to what you experienced as a youngster. My niece is very she has grown woman features. I mean, she's 21 now, but we're talking when she was 13, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I had friends my age who I had to check them about. I'm like, hey, and you know, they weren't as close to my. I'm like, that's my niece.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, but look at what happened with the women's gymnastic team. You know, the doctor was touching them and doing ungodly things with them. You know, I believe it was the Russian team. They decided they wasn't gonna show all that, and they got points taken away from them because their outfits weren't classified as gymnast outfits, and the only difference was they had some shorts on underneath they leotard. You know what I mean? It's almost as if they're creating these outfits in a way. Look, some of them things is up high in some places that ain't got a lot of high left in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And it sits with me different. And I know that having a girl, this is something that I am going to have to argue and fight with. I remember my mom throwing away a pair of shorts that my mother-in-law bought for me because she was like, there's no way in hell you're wearing those around my house. You're not wearing those anywhere. They are entirely too short. But now as an adult, I have a pair of shorts that are probably the same length, but I will be 100% honest with you. I don't wear them around anyone else other than my husband in my home. If I had company come over, I would immediately put something else on.
Yeah.
I would not allow myself to wear that, nor would you see a picture of me in it. I would not post a picture on social media with me in certain attire because for me, I know what I look like, and I know that certain things, whether you're trying to sexualize it or not, that's what happens. And with our children, our whole demographic as parents is to protect them from anything that they do or don't see as an issue. And I get it. I get kills. I understand. But I'm one of them people that be watching and frown up just a little bit. But I see the artisticness in it. I see the beauty in it. And my daughter definitely wants to be a gymnast. Like she can do the splits like no other. But I also hear what people say to her. People say sideways shit, girl. If I could do the splits like that right now, you know what I would do? What would you do? What would you do? What are you telling my 7-year-old right now? What are you saying to her? Exactly. Other than you would be extremely flexible. Because what the fuck?
Yeah, so I would question those people who are around your daughter. I mean, Sunshine, let me say this to you. I think that your daughter will be fine. I think your concern as a parent is justified just because of your own personal experience. However, just knowing you in the short time that I've known you, and we've spoken, had real conversations, obviously we talk about business and things like that, I think your daughter will be fine. Why?
Well,
because her mother is not, you're not out there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have a good sense of yourself, and you understand yourself, and you're willing and open to try new things. However, you are very modest in the way that you move. You're a lady. Guess what? You are your daughter's first teacher.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And as always, call in, and call in again.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you later. We got to talk anyway.
Thank you. All right. right, you guys, we have to go to our last commercial break of the day, but this was a great conversation. I mean, a super great conversation, but it does not have to end here. I have posted this video on my Instagram. It's in my stories on my personal page, and it is on my Facebook page. I will be adding it to my TikTok today. If you have some input on it, let's keep the conversation going in the comment section. Tell me exactly how you feel. When you see certain images, does it automatically invoke a level of sexuality when you see it in children? Does it matter whether or not that child is a girl or a boy? And does it matter whether or not that child is black or white? Does it change your perception or your view of the sexuality of the nature of the images that you see? If you see a white girl with color and her hair down and Farrah Fawcett out, is it cute to you? And do you see a little black girl with the exact same hairstyle and think to yourself, that's too damn grown for her? If you see a white girl that's doing cheerleading or gymnastics and you think to yourself, wow, that is a dope ass athlete. But then in the same time, you see a black girl who's doing dance team or who's doing just dance team and think to yourself, wow, that dance is too grown for her, or they shouldn't be twerking, or they shouldn't be moving their bodies like that. When you see young ladies and they are doing pageants and they're dressed up and they've got little bitty outfits on, do you see that one way comparative? Do you see a black girl walking around or a young black child walking around and think, okay, well, it's the exact same outfit, but because she's not in a pageant, then it's become sexualized? You know, how do you feel about the perception of what our children are looking like and how they are conducting themselves and handling themselves? And is it an issue because of the sexualization of the nature from your mind and society's mind, or is it just kids just being kids? Is makeup just being able to play with makeup and having fun, or is it something that should be exclusive to adult women because of what makeup? I have always been taught makeup is an enhancement. You are trying to enhance your beauty. As a child, you are already beautiful enough as it is, baby. Ain't nothing to enhance right now. You ain't nothing falling apart, falling down. Your eyes are just as bright and shiny as they ever gonna be. Your lashes look good. You ain't lost none of them yet. Your skin is popping. Why do kids need foundation? Why do they need that? What is the purpose? That is the question that I have posed to y'all today. That's my stir the pot question, and I think it was a damn good one. Okay, this is All Hustle No Fear. We about to play some music, and then we gonna end the show and get out of here. I might drop you one or two good Ask the Hoods real quick before we get out of here if we have time. But if not, y'all tune in again tomorrow. We got another great show planned for you. This is Stilo Hefner with Castro, one of my favorite songs right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Ew.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Okay, I'm at these niggas' neck. Yeah, bitch, I done came up on a check. Feeling like an S up on my chest. It's the best of the best. Attitude on Kanye West. Give a fuck if a nigga feel pressed. I guess it was time for it. I grinded for this shit, so I'ma die for it. My bitch mad, I ain't really got no time for it. I see some snakes in the grass with my lawnmower. And I know I got a couple bitches mad cause they never should've slept on it. Get it, bitch, the real, but I probably should've crept on it. Stayed down with the plug till they try to step on it. Learning how to grow, finna run me up a check on it. Had to give my people what they asking for. It's time to hit the road, I'm trying to add it up. I'm way above average, I'm a 1-to-1. If you ask me, most of these niggas whack as fuck. So when you see me out, don't dab me up. I don't wanna talk, nigga, wrap it up. I need a little space, bitch, bag it up. And please don't ask me to pass the blunt, cause I don't really fuck with y'all and all that fake love. You would've thought that Drake invited me on tour. When I had it all, that's when I needed more. But I can't take it with me, so what I keep it for? And I'm feeling like I need to smoke a blunt right now. Feeling like I need to pour a cup right now. Feeling like I need a bad bitch with the ass like the sun, cause I really wanna fuck right now. Sorry that I'm blunt, but I don't give a fuck. I'm usually in the cut trying to roll it up. Represent the game, nigga, throw it up. Niggas hate when they broke as fuck, so go get a bag. Yeah. Go get a bag. Hey. Go get a bag. Hey. Yeah. Secure the bag. I need a little free for a hobby that's bad with a body that's willing and ready to ride me. I do not pop Xanax or Molly, I'm cool on the body. I'd rather just stack up this money, cause I need my lifestyle sedated. I'm just gonna run up a bag, don't care if I ever get famous. I'm probably famous soon as I invest my money in all the right places. But why even bother? I might just get rich and go out like Hammer from living too lavish. Pop out like Kim K or Ray J on camera, or go on IG like Bow with a challenge. None of this matters, hold up, I'm rambling. Honestly, I'm just gonna take care of my family. I don't got time for the bullshit, I won't do much interviews. I don't like answering questions, and no, I don't freestyle, I write this shit. The game needed content, so I put some time in it, searching for growth and enlightenment. I've been with the shits, but I gotta move consciously. Fuck niggas watching, fuck niggas plotting, fuck niggas trying to get all of my pockets. Fuck niggas keep handing out their opinions before. Fuck nigga, all I got is problems. Look at me, mama, I'm popping. I did this for us, I miss my little sister and little brother. Pa just came home, even though he wasn't there for me. That's still my dog and I love him. Bag of the gas and I'm rolling it up. Illest nigga living and I'm dope as fuck. Represent your gang, nigga, throw it up. Niggas hate when they broke as fuck, so go get a bag. Yeah, go get a bag. Hey, yeah, go get a bag. Yeah, secure the bag. Hey. Still don't have to, nigga. MLB FOE.
I get the back with a roll of the green. Replay body that make me feel another thing me free. I needed to breathe. I needed to function. Roll out the word, that's how I keep my habits funded. I get the back with a roll of the green. Replay body that make me feel another thing me free. I needed to breathe. I needed to function. Roll out the word, that's how I keep my habits funded.
When you ride around and ain't calling me girl, you know you got options in your phone. Some for the texting, some for caressing. You call me when stressing, girl. Wanna sit back and watch you ever let me get high, wanna see how close we can get from touching the sky, you knowin' that the boys really feeling you. Rollin' past the bank and now it's time for round two. Twisted fingers like we banging, I just roll too. Don't treat her like she famous, so she comfortable. For you, girl, I'ma do whatever I gotta do. Girl, you're better than Detroit playing in 92.
I get the back with a roll of the green. Replay body that make me feel another thing me free. Now I needed to breathe. I needed to function. Roll out the word, that's how I keep my habits funded. I get the back with a roll of the green. Replay body that make me feel another thing me free. Now I needed to breathe. I needed to function. Roll out the word, that's how I keep my habits funded.
I be keeping my thoughts, y'all call it that gas. That's to keep me from problems. I just need it in a bag. Run up in the space. Don't know when I'm coming back. Promise me your legs. I don't see you on the roster. Get away from me if you ain't on the street. Knowing ain't hang. Trying to smoke for free. Every got pounds like dispensaries. Smoking out loud. So I don't near a day. Niggas be talking like they really spoken. If that were you, wouldn't even be talking. I got that shit like what you in a coma. Call my shit back and you smoking that joke. I could never stop, roll up out of pub. Ain't no need for lean when I'm on the dozen. I'll be super clean, really know a grower. Don't know what I mean, something you ain't knowing. No, I don't care about where you be on. I'm rolling up in out my dogs. Don't get the picture you didn't recall. We ain't the same, can't enter my fortunes.
I get the back with a roll of the green. Replay body that make me feel another thing me free. I needed to breathe. I needed to function. Roll out the word, that's how I keep my habits funded. I get the back with a roll of the green. Replay body that make me feel another thing you think you gotta medicate. It's not the kind of feeling shit I can't repeat. That happened, but shit didn't have my mind. I get the back when I run up the green. To make me feel a little bit I needed to breathe. I needed to function. Work is how I keep my habits. I get the back when I roll up the green. Trust and replay bodies that make me feel a little bit I needed to breathe and I needed to function. I roll out before work. That's how I keep my habits running.
What's up? What's up? You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
That's right. That's right. We're back. And we've had some good conversation. We're going to leave the show. But before we go, we got an Ask the Hood question. Okay, so here we go. Am I the asshole for throwing my ex's things away after she moved out with no warning? I'm a 23-year-old female. I was dating my ex-girlfriend, 25-year-old female, for 3 years. Our relationship was great until we moved in together a year ago. It became very toxic, and she started cheating on me. I couldn't leave because I had moved states away from home, and my mom said I couldn't move back in with her because she was against our relationship. First of all, I don't care what happened with my kids. You make a mistake and you need to come back, I'd rather you come back to me than you sit up here begging somebody to love you, be with you, treat you right, or whatever. Baby, you can always come back to me. Don't you ever tell your kid they can't come back because of a choice they made. We broke up 3 months ago and agreed to live together until our lease was up, and our lease ended on the 1st of October. She moved out late August, left everything except her clothes and jewelry, and blocked me. I texted her from a texting app and let her know that I would be throwing away all her things once the lease ended because I was moving back home and wasn't taking her things with me. She never responded, and I just assumed that she knew and just didn't care. My assumption was wrong. I moved as planned and didn't keep her things like I said I wouldn't. She called me yesterday from a texting app asking me to drop her things off to her new place, and I told her I didn't have it. She absolutely went belligerent. Started screaming at me, cussing at me, and threatened me. So I hung up and blocked that number. She messaged me 60 times from a different texting apps and told me that her dad's ashes were in her things. Her friends have been harassing me as well. I feel bad for throwing her dad's ashes away, but she had an entire month to come get them and chose not to do so. Ultimately, I don't feel bad for what I did, but am I the asshole? Okay, first of all, you are not a storage facility, okay? Also, moving has its own expenses. So, if she felt she felt as though she didn't want to pay for the expenses of moving those things out, which is what it sounds like it was. She felt like I just leave this here and let her have to worry about that. Then that's her own problem. What happens to her things happens to her things. If your father was that important to you and you wanted to make sure that his ashes were taken care of, you should have took it when you took your jewelry, ma'am. Why are you making this an issue on me? You have abandoned your items and therefore they became the items of the world. I released them onto the world and let whoever else needed them find them in whatever state they needed them in. Like, I'm a firm believer in if you want it, if it's important to you, take it with your ass. Because if you don't expect me to care about your shit more than you do. Like, for real, for real. I don't give a damn about your shit. It's yours. Nor do I give a damn about my shit. I'm a minimalist. This stuff can come and this stuff can go. At any moment, a fire, a flood, a freak accident can happen, and I don't have none of it. But if it is something that is extremely important to you, you want it to be preserved, taken care of, you want it to last a long time, well, you better do everything in your power to do what you're supposed to do for it. Otherwise, I feel as though you ride on out. You can ride on out. You can ride on out. For real, for real. All right, we got one more, and then we're gonna have to go ahead and get out of here. All right, so here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my son he'll have to move out if he gets an ESA? My son is 21 and he has anxiety for a couple of years and has just started seeing a new therapist. Apparently, it is suggested that he gets a ESA, which is a emotional support animal. I said he should obviously explore some other options because my husband and my daughter, she's 16, both have allergic asthma and get bad flare-ups whenever they are come in contact with pet hair. They take medication whenever they have to visit someone with pets, but it always makes them feel like shit and doesn't even work. My son knows this is the reason we've never had pets, but he still insisted that my husband and daughter can figure out another way to manage it because his therapist really thinks getting an emotional support animal will be good for him. Both of them told him to consider other treatments first because they don't want to constantly take meds and hope it works, but he's inconsistent. Husband and I have talked and told him that if that's really the only way, he'll have to move out because it's two illnesses versus one here. We'll financially support him, but if it doesn't cover his rent and utilities, he'll have to chip in too. He works a full-time job. He got angry and decided to stay home without the emotional support animal, but is blaming all three of us for not accommodating him. He's the asshole. He's the asshole. Baby, look, you got a problem. You need to find a way to make this work. Now, I will say there are animals that are hypoallergenic. I think the dog that the president had, that Barack Obama had, that was one of them hypoallergenic dogs. And so there are ways, like it's ways around this, okay? An emotional support animal don't necessarily mean it's got to be a dog or a cat. He can get a lizard. Ain't no pet hairs with lizards, okay? He can find a snake. Ain't no pet hairs with snakes. You know what I'm saying? He can get a naked mole rat. I believe they're called naked for a reason because they don't have any hair on them. So there are things that this man can do if he absolutely positively needs his emotional support animal. But I agree with you that I shouldn't make other people uncomfortable and have to go through and jump through hoops to satisfy the issues that you have. I think that's being entirely entitled. And yes, you move out, get your own place. You grown anyway. How old is he? He's 21. It's about time you start having your own place to have sex in anyway. You know what I'm saying? Get your own emotional support animal and rock it that way. I'm with the mom on this one. Don't make me and my kid and my husband have to have undue allergies and issues because you have an issue and somebody has recommended something. If they recommended it, they need to recommend an apartment to go along with it. That's just my thought process. But hey, you never know. This is All Hustle, No Fear. We got to go ahead and get out of here. We got some more shows coming up today. It is Wednesday, and on Wednesday, you can tune in again at 4 p.m. for Unbox Top 10. That's right. If you've got that radio ready, if you got that high fire, you need to be turned in to Unbox Top 10 with Miss Bliss. She's got the best countdown of the top 10 hottest music of independent and today, okay? Y'all tune in, y'all watch her, y'all kiki and laugh because she is hilarious and I absolutely love her. This is All Hustle No Fear on the Hits 92.3 network. We love you, love you, love you. We're going to end out with some commercials and some music because that's what we do, all right? This is All Hustle No Fear. Bye! I'm not saying it again, you know it.
me up. I gotta be Alix. I like. So what is that? I like suicide. Still out here tripping. You say I'm taking attention to reflection. You know what I'm saying though? It's 400 degrees. Oh yeah. Put the whole thing. I can tell she's. Oh yeah. Put the whole thing. I can tell she's. Shorty, that's my body. I'm a clock. She hit my phone, you know. Yeah, I'm a favorite movie, plus why? I'll change over, I'm a time. She my flawless diamond. Look insane, they going hard. They 8 to 20. Yeah, my stiff tiger was a swinging iron. My main thing, my Mary J. My Mary Kate, marry me. You bad, take my polo. I'm a madman, no. Oh, yeah.